everyone, Mayor Taylor Hubbard here, and we're here for another episode of Locally Yours.
I'm McKayla Hatfield, Chaska City Council member, and we're here today at D-Bat, which is located off Angler and Chaska Creek Boulevard, and we're going to check it out.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and play some ball.
Hi, my name is Nicole Kroon. I'm one of the owners at D-Bat.
Hi, my name is Matt Kroon. I'm one of the owners at D-Bat.
My name is John Howard. I'm the general manager here at D-Bat Chaska.
And D-Bat is an amazing place where kiddos can come in, all ages, and learn and get better at the sport. And we've got pitching machines, we've got soft toss cages, we've got lessons, and we've got a pro shop.
We are basically a baseball and softball academy here in Chaska. We serve the really strong baseball and softball community in Chaska and the surrounding areas of Southwest Twin Cities.
And D-Bat, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions. Beliefs in yourself and the people around you. Attitudes around the game. It's a difficult game, keep a positive attitude. And then traditions with family, with friends, with community members. And we look forward to serving this community for a really long time.
When someone comes into D-Bat, what are they greeted with? Like, what's their experience like as soon as they walk through the door?
We always try to greet the customer. We want to say, hey guys, how are you? Welcome to D-Bat. We got our price board up there. Everybody can see what the prices are. We've got really good prices, which is nice.
Yes.
Like you were saying.
Yes, you have
very
community
affordable.
prices, absolutely.
And they're intro prices too. So it's nice if they're new, they're going to get in that kind of intro pricing, which is nice. And then we've got lots of gear in our pro shop. We've got gloves, softball, baseball. We've got that all, both softball and baseball. Yep. We've got new bats, the hot new bats, and gloves. We've got hot spring break items, shirts, shorts, just all that for spring break. And we're getting ready. And we're getting ready for ball.
A huge selection of merchandise here for skill level of any kind to come in and get outfitted.
And I saw that you guys do birthday parties.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool too. So somebody can come have a birthday party here. You have a room.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
Okay, birthday parties are 2 hours. They can come in and we have an instructor, a specific instructor, a baseball or softball instructor, that'll come in and they'll take over your party. The kiddo gets to decide what they want to do. A lot of them want to play wiffle ball, dodgeball. We also have hit tracks parties. We'll show you the hit tracks machine later.
Okay.
The hit tracks machine is awesome. It'll statistically show you where on the field your ball was hit for that age level, for that speed that you hit it, and the height and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's fun. So we have hit tracks parties and they go crazy. We've got a great facility where there's a big space back there and they just go have fun and get their energy out and no cleanup by parents. So that's one of the best parts.
Awesome. That is
the
amazing.
Cleanup is, and we got a party room that they can bring cake, they can bring food, or we can also supply food.
Okay.
So we can supply pizzas or drinks, or you can bring in your own.
So, D-Bat is a top baseball and softball training facility. What are some of the ways that athletes can train here?
Yeah, a few ways athletes can train here. We hit off our pitching machines, camps, clinics, classes, lessons are a great way to get involved. That would be what I'd say. Lessons wise, and you can learn anything you want. Hitting, fielding, pitching, even base running, IQ, knowledge of the game, all those different things.
Sure, and so is that kind of based on both in a private lesson setting and a group lesson setting?
Yeah, our clinics would be small groups, 4 to 6 athletes, and they'll run, 4, even up to 8, 12 weeks long. And then lessons wise, yeah, baseball or softball. And those are one-on-one individual where we'll really break it down and work on whatever the athlete needs at that time.
Can actual teams come in and train together as a team?
Yeah, we love having teams in here. A typical cage rental for a team would maybe be 2 of our hitting bays. A lot of teams will rent out this big space here to work on fielding. And then they can get everybody in here. But yeah, teams can certainly come in and rent the space out.
Talk to us a little bit about how you help athletes build confidence along with skills.
That might be the biggest thing that these games require, is how do you keep confidence and build confidence even when sometimes the results don't quite tell that story. So these are hard games, baseball and softball. we focus on the gain, where they've come from, and you know, how much they've grown. We try and stack small wins. So, you know, if a kid, say he gets off the pitching machines, for example, and he can't hit one in his first round, and then by the time he gets through 6 or 7 rounds, he's hit 8 or 9 pitches. And just to see that smile on his face and how excited he gets about growing and getting better that day is a really cool thing for us to see here.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific in lessons that you focus on, or how do you decide what you're going to focus on with an athlete?
Great question. One thing that we pride ourselves on is meeting people where they are and trying to give them what they're looking for. And so what we talk to our instructors about all the time is ask and then listen. So what do you want to work on today? You know, and we'll get all sorts of different answers. Sometimes people want to split it up. Sometimes the kid's arm is sore, so maybe they're going to work on something a little different today than what was planned. But we just ask and we listen, and we try and involve the parents in the process. So this is what we're going to work on today, with the athlete and the parent listening. And then at the end of the lesson, this is what we worked on today. Here's a way you can reinforce that learning. See you next week.
What ages and skill levels do you work with here over at D-Bat?
Yeah, I would say all of them, and I really mean literally all of them. So we've done lessons for 4-year-olds, and we've done lessons for 80-year-olds. We'll literally have adults that are playing slow pitch still. They'll say, hey, I'm sure you can't work with me, on both sides.
Yeah.
A parent will come in and say, I'm sure the kid's 4, you're not gonna have anything for him or her, and we do.
Yeah.
So we kind of, like I think John was saying it earlier, we meet you where you are, if you're 4, if you're 80, or if you're anywhere in between. We've had lessons with D1 athletes. They're coming in, they're seniors in high school, they're going to be playing D1 college next year. They're doing lessons still. So I think anyone can get better. And that's kind of, if you look around at our facility, you're going to see a lot of signs and slogans. One of my favorites is probably, the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. So that's true for everyone. You can always get better wherever you are. You're going to get better here. And it's all about repetitions. I think John was saying that earlier. But yeah, it doesn't matter who you are or what your skill level is. We welcome you here, and we're going to try to help you get better.
I'm sure one of the number one questions that maybe people who aren't in the know ask is, do you have to be a member in order to use the facilities here and all the amenities?
Yeah, that's it. We do. That is definitely a frequently asked question. The answer is no. So you can be a member. We encourage it if you come enough to make it worth your while. But a lot of people are not members. You can do everything you can here as a member that you can as a non-member.
So there's a lot of different lanes here, different things you can do. I'm seeing a lot of different, machines and areas. Talk to us about everything that someone could experience when they come in here.
So we have 3 types of cages. We have the pitching machine cages. Those are 50-foot pitching machine tunnels. They do 35 to 70 miles per hour. Fastballs, curveballs, baseballs, and softballs, and slow pitch. Wow. So they do everything. They're very high-end machines. So that's one of our areas. Those are first come, first serve, so you can always come in and use it. You're not going to have to worry about them being reserved by a whole team. They're always first come, first serve. So anyone can come in, and no matter what time of year, you're going to be able to get into a pitching machine lane. The other type is a hitting lane. So we have L screens, tees, and balls, buckets of balls. So that's where you can come in and you can do front toss, soft toss. You can work on your hitting there. We're standing in a pitching lane, so these are 70-foot tunnels. You can kind of see the pitching mound for baseballs in the back. We also have softball pitching pads, and then we have plates built into the flooring over there. So on the side of the wall, you'll see we designate which plate is for which age. So it doesn't matter, again, how old you are, you can pitch to the correct distance in our pitching lanes. Okay. So those are the 3 types.
And how do these different lanes or cages help athletes improve?
Yeah, I think John mentioned it earlier, it's all about repetitions. I think coaches are very good, and coaches are going to do everything that they can in their hour and a half, but they're not going to really focus on individuals. There's just not enough time. They're going to focus on what do we do in different scenarios, what do we do in pregame, what do we do in postgame, what is our attitude, what does the culture of our team look like. They can't really in a season get to individual development. But that's what we're all about. We're about the individual development. I think you were asking the busiest times of the year. Mm-hmm. Some of the busiest months that we have are right dead in the center of the season. June and July are very busy for us because kids, I think, realize that. It's they're on their team. And again, they're doing everything they can to get better in practices. But if you think about a practice, you're going to get maybe 5 to 10 good swings on a live pitch. Here you could get hundreds every day. And the pitching machines will do that. John mentioned earlier, the pitching machines just keep going. They don't get tired, they don't get worn out, so they just keep going. So repetitions, that's true for pitching or for hitting in the pitching machine tunnels. It's also good in the soft toss, front toss, tee work areas, and it's true in the pitching areas as well. So you're gonna have space to get better, whether it's with our instructors or without it, place to get better with repetitions.
Well, that was really exciting. What an absolute home run.
Yeah, thank you for watching another episode of Locally Yours. We'll see you next time.